to just knock out all the boring bits and sort of say, oh, we don't know how to make that into action, so we'll just get him to say that over some nice shots of girls in flowery dresses and some trees and a nice house in the background. You know, it doesn't work. So they just really didn't try, is my opinion.
How about yourself developing your career into straight acting, into playing a war character? Would you like to do that? I mean, it's an interest in developing.
No, I don't think I could. I'd really like to. There's a central character, I've forgotten his name, of the War trilogy, War trilogy, who is a peach of a part for someone. But I haven't quite got enough. I mean, I didn't go to the right university. I haven't quite got the backup behind me. I mean, I suppose I could find it out, but I don't quite have that slight aristocratic edge that you need.
One of those characters in Scoop or something, Adrian.
Yeah, I could. Yeah.
I mean, you have such affection for the area.
Have you read William Boyd? In that the Ice Cream Wars, which is quite similar to a lot of wars stuff in Africa, and I think I could play William Boyd's characters because they're more secondary modern, mini grammar schoolish. Do you know what I mean?
I look forward to it. I thought it was a wonderful book.
Yeah.
Can we have the next one, please?
The next one is a bit hard for bedtime reading, but
a big bed, I hope you have in the Edmondson household.
Yes, but it's the Times Atlas of the World, and I've always. Well, I mean, I read it just because I've always liked watching it, looking at maps, because my dad was a geography teacher, and
were the maps at home? Was he? I mean, was it for him, or did he?
Well, I mean, I used to go to his classroom as well when I was a kid, and he had one of those great sort of sand pits with the water where you know, the river deltas, you know, and all that sort of stuff. So I've always been like, you know, any picture like that where you can see all the ridges and everything. I've always thought, fantastic, you know, and they're beautiful works of art, maps, especially these physical maps.
Yes, I mean, when you browse through this atlas, you're not just looking at where the countries are.
No, because I more or less know that now.
I'm pleased to hear this.
No, I'm sort of, you know, appreciating them as pictures, really.
What about all those wonderful maps of the rainfall and things like that?
Yeah, they're quite interesting. I mean, this atlas has got star charts and everything, and it's got little comparative sizes of islands and stuff like that, you know, which you never sort of really get in when you're looking through the book. So you can see that England is actually about the same size as New Zealand, which can be interesting at 12 o'clock at night. I promise you.
And are you a traveller? Oh, I remember being there.
Well, yeah.
Or are you? I'll get there next holiday.
I'm also rather proud of the fact that I always like to travel by aeroplane in the daytime because I'm quite good at looking out of the window and saying where we are, and sort of following rivers and knowing which ones they are and which town is where.
This is the geography teacher coming out in you.
Yeah, yeah. But I enjoy that. My greatest thrill was seeing Newfoundland on my way to Los Angeles once.
I'm getting it right.
Yeah,
Newfoundland.
Yeah, and then the pilot came on, said, that's Newfoundland out there. I said, I know.
How much have you travelled, Adrian, over the years?
Quite a lot, because my dad was a teacher to forces kids. So we lived in Cyprus, Bahrain and Uganda. And
when you went to boarding school?
Yeah, for most of my childhood. Started when I was 1.
But that must have been, I mean, maybe it's interesting for travel, but where were your roots then? Or where the new roots?
Yes, we always returned to Bradford, in Yorkshire.
At what stage? I mean, in holidays?
No, because we spent 6 years in Cyprus, then we came back to Bradford for a couple of years, then went to Bahrain for a couple of years, and came back to Bradford for a couple of years, and we went to Uganda for about 6 years, I think, and came back to Bradford.
and was Bradford getting better
and better?
Oh,
Bradford, tugging at my heartstrings.
Was it getting better and better, Bradford, or did you begin to think...
Oh no, my parents had just moved out.
Oh dear.
Yeah, they no longer live there. They've moved to near York.
What about Uganda?
Uganda.
You must have been there when it was getting very
Yeah,
dodgy,
we actually left because it was getting pretty troublesome. Got shot at twice. Well, we were in the crossfire in a valley.
Did you do that, throwing yourself on the ground?
Hey? No, we were in a car. And Dad just put his foot down. But, no, it was pretty horrendous. There's some horrendous stories.
Have you gone back there? Will you get back there?
I'd like to. Strangely enough, the physical map of Africa is the most beautiful map of any in the world. I'm sure you can find it.
But it hasn't got the pink bits on.
No.
Were there still pink bits on when you were?
Well, they were, because the maps in the school I went to were rather old. So we did look at places and say, why is it all pink, sir? And he says, well, it's part of the empire. I said, well, what's the empire? Well, it's something we haven't got anymore. But, I mean, what's strange is that, I mean, all the borders around Central Europe are changing now as well.
Oh,
all the colours of the maps are going to have to change.
It's very expensive, which is already out of date this
I
month.
know.
We better have another book, please. If you could get that down without breaking wrists.
This is the book I actually dip into most in my life. As I say, I do a lot of crosswords, and Brewer's Dictionary of Phrase and Fable never helps you get an answer to a crossword clue, but it's fun to look into, because it's just full of... I mean, I'm quite fond of reading books of quotations and all that sort of rubbish, but this is the best, just because it tells you so many strange things. This is actually a stranger edition than the one I've got at home. The one I've got at home is a slightly older edition, which... What's strange about it is Mr. Brewer himself used to write in his own
It was Mr. Brewer did collect it all.
Yes, E. Cobham Brewer. And and they seem to have excised it from this, he used to write little poems at the end of sort of explanations. So he'd have a piece about forks, and at the end he'd write a little poem about forks, ECB. So try and get the old version if you're looking for this book. I'll show you the kind of thing it's got in. Let's have a look here. Flibberty gibbet. You've always wanted to know, haven't you, Brett?
It's absolutely true.
One of the 5 fiends that possessed poor Tom in King Lear. Shakespeare got the name from Harsnett's declaration of egregious popish impostures, where we are told of 40 fiends which the Jesuits cast out, and among the number was Flibberty Gibbet, a name which had previously been used by Latimer and others for a mischievous gossip. Elsewhere, the name is apparently a synonym for puck. See, it's invaluable information like that, which
and are you walked in with a crossword? Are you a crossword picker, crossword obsessive?
Yes, I do. I never finish one. Well, I've finished about 10 in my life, but I always get about 3/4 of the way there.
And do you look around here for clues? You ought to be making them up, I think.
What, making up crosswords?
Yeah.
Well, the Independent could do with someone to make them up at the moment, I can tell you. No. I actually tried once. It's actually very difficult. When you're doing a crossword, if you really can't answer it anymore, sometimes think, oh, I'll just fill it in with any old words, and it's actually quite difficult to get words to fit.
Fitting your household must be rather tricky as regards words, because you're both highly tuned professionals, and your wife, Jennifer Saunders, a great comic talent. Is it very funny in your house, or are you very serious together?
It's not a laugh-a-minute household wacky sort of sitcom, but it's we have a very pleasant house. Very pleasant home life.
But do you know what each other are doing professionally? Do you try the jokes, so to speak, out on each other?
No, we never do that. We generally... Because it's a tricky area.
Well, I think it's very tricky.
Because if you tell someone, or if you show someone a draft of a script too soon, you can get a real bad response. It's best to show it right when you think it's right, when you've got the arrogance to say you're wrong if they say it's not funny.
And is there much disagreement about what is funny when it's finally finished, or do you say you were marvellous, darling, and mean?
No, I mean we wouldn't be together if we didn't find each other highly amusing, professionally. I'd have thought it would be odd, wouldn't it?
What about the problem of people saying, "Come on, Adrian, you're a wow, give us one," or "Come on, Jennifer, give us a funny one"?
Well, I touched on that earlier in the fact that we never really write jokes. We always write jokes about situations.
Finally, what about actually playing in a musical, a pretty zany musical?
Yeah.
How do you handle that?
It's great fun. I mean, I've had a spoof heavy metal band for about 5 years, and we've gone through some strange audience participation rituals in our time. But the Rocky Horror Show is a lot more controllable than that experience was, and much more fun because of it.
Adrian, it's been great fun talking to you in all your many guises, and I'm sure a war series will be coming your way.
Great.
Our thanks to Adrian Edmondson, and a recap of the books by his bedside. Summoned by Bells, John Betjeman's wonderful autobiography in verse, published by John Murray, and this edition beautifully illustrated by Sir Hugh Casson. The best of Steptoe and Son, Ray Galton and Alan Simpson's scripts for the legendary BBC comedy series of the 60s, published by Pan. Brideshead Revisited, Evelyn Waugh's famous novel of promise and disappointment, published in paperback by Penguin. The Times Atlas of the World, every country from Abu Dhabi to Zimbabwe, published by Times Books. And finally, Brewer's Dictionary of Phrase and Fable, the invaluable reference book for the magpie mind, published by Castle. Some weighty tomes there. That's it for tonight. My thanks to Adrian Edmondson.
No, thank you.
Join me again next week for another Books by My Bedside. Until then, good night. I go home and you go to work.
And Bruff Scott will return in 2 weeks' time with Books by My Bedside, when his guest will be Mary Whitehouse, somebody just a